Hey Jack Squad and my YouTube family, how's everybody doing? I hope you all are well and you making it happen for yourself on this marvelous Monday. Listen, I wanted to record this video yesterday, but my bed would not let me go. But trust me, it was all on my mind. I could not believe the goings on TGIF, right? And all the people that have gotten intermingled and involved and people been put in this situation and so on and so forth. Listen, so we know that there's Al, there's Claudia Jordan, and there's now Armon Wiggins, who is a content creator / YouTuber, right? Now, I have not watched, I'm going to be honest. I have not watched since Funky left. Funky brought a different dynamic to the show. I didn't really watch it before Funky, right? But because I am a Funky fan, I watched it to see what it's going to bring. And I like the dynamic. I like that Al had his facts. I don't know if Fox researched for him, but he seemed to be in the know on a lot of things. I like Claudia's perspective, but I really like Funky's perspective on things and his comedic value that he brought to that show, right? I've been a Funky fan since way back when, I don't know when, but he was all I watched on YouTube. I wasn't really a YouTube person. I liked to watch Funky, right? So anyway, I watched every day. I didn't really watch it before that. I watched Cocktails with Queens a few times, but with Funky, I watched it, right? I like the dynamic. And sometimes, y'all, people, see, this would, everybody got to know their place and what they bring to the table, what their position is, right? And Funky knew his worth. That is why he left, right? But I think that there's a little bit of something going on there. I'll get into that in a minute, right? So Funky left his $250,000. That's $250,000. He was making $250,000 and said, no, I don't like this. When they renegotiated or tried to renegotiate, when they added more days, he said, no, you're going to give me the same pay. You're not going to give me the same pay for doing more. That don't make sense, right? Even though that $250,000 is a lot, that's $250,000, that's a lot to anybody, especially to us, especially to me, right? But I understand what he did. Now, it's been rumored that he was fired. I just don't believe he was fired. If he was, so what? It'll make me no difference if he was fired or not, right? So anyway, Armon did a roast. They do, evidently it's tradition on TGIF that they roast on the birthdays. Now let me tell you something about a roast, y'all. Black folks, we don't really roast. I don't know. We got to quit conforming to what white society say we should do. Even though I know that's Fox show and so on and so forth. But somebody should have said, Claudia, since you're so cool and black folks don't roast, that'll cause a fight. That will cause a physical altercation, right? So they had did a roast. And when Al did the roast for Armon on his birthday a few weeks ago, it was very nice. It was very pleasant. It wasn't mean-spirited. It wasn't messy. It wasn't any of that. It was very nice, right? Now, like I said, black folks don't roast. Because the first thing you say something I don't like. See, what a roast is very mean-spirited. I don't care what nobody say. I don't know, that's some shit white folks made up. We gonna roast this person. I'm not attending, and I'm not being involved in a roast of no kind. Because if you say something I don't like, then we gonna have to fight. You're gonna cause some hurt feelings. I got to get you back, so on and so forth, right? We don't do roasts. So anyway, they did the roast, and Armon was quite vicious. Now let me tell y'all something. I have not watched the show, like I said, since Armon been on there, right? I watched him a few times. Them bits and pieces on YouTube, right? Whenever he was talking about, I've seen him a few times. I've never watched the whole show. Don't really know what he stands for, none of that. So I'm not going to lie about that, right? I just know that he is a well-known content creator on YouTube. I know his name. Well, let me just say this. Because you are a content creator, because you have your own YouTube channel, does not mean that you are ready for mainstream TV or to be on the nation's screen, right? Doesn't mean that, right? Doesn't mean that. And I also think that Armon comes from the YouTube messy world. I'm just going to say this right here, right there, because I done seen a lot of mess on the YouTube streets, right? He comes from that world. There's another, I believe there's some decorum should be had when you're trying to be nationally syndicated, even though they're showing you on YouTube. I just think there's some decorum to be had if you want to go further. Obviously, you want to go further or you would not have accepted that position, right? You want to go beyond YouTube. Anyway, Al's, like I said, Al's roast was very nice to Armon. Evidently, because I have not been watching the show and I've just been hearing things, that Al had been a little boying Armon. Listen, y'all. Armon is 36, 35, 36. Al might be 55, 56, right? I don't know why people today don't respect elders. Your elder, right? Because, for one, there's wisdom to be learned from that person, right? Now, I don't know how bad it was. I don't know if he was demeaning to him. I do not know, right? But if we're going tick for tat, if my roast was nice to you, your roast should have been nice to me, right? So, Armon did a very nasty. And you know, the thing about roast is I think they're true, but people don't want to hear bad truths, right? I saw it. I was like, ooh. Oh my God, right? And then I got to work with you after you just said all this. Listen, when you do a roast and you say some things that hurt people, now you're hurt. There's no taking that back what you said. Everybody saw it. I heard it. I saw it. There's no take back. That's how you feel, right? And it's not funny. Nothing to me what Armon said was funny. I don't even know nothing about their dynamic on the show, but it wasn't funny. Roasts are meant to be funny, right? Truth with funny. This was not funny. This was very mean-spirited to me. Very mean-spirited. And Al took it like a champ. He was professional about it and said, oh, ha, 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 and I loved it, right? Now, immediately, I don't know, because I didn't watch that show. I was trying to find it, but I didn't have time to find it. I was trying to rest. He called Funky while Funky was on his live, right? And was on fire. You could feel the fire and hear the fire coming out of his mouth as he was talking to Funky. Now, my question is, did Al not realize that that was the 8 to 9 hour when Funky goes live? I don't know. Are they in LA? Maybe TGIF is in LA. I don't know what time they on, what time zone they on, because they all in different places, I guess. I don't know what time zone they were on. But maybe he didn't understand that this was the 8 to 9 hour or whatever hour it is, because Funky's in Florida. I think they're on different time zone too. Maybe he wasn't thinking about that, right? But he called him during his live. Now, what I don't understand is, why did Funky pick up the phone, right? And then he said, wait a minute, you live. And I said, I don't really was trying to say I don't give a damn about being live. And then he said, you know, watch today's episode, right? Now, listen. I have now been told that the show didn't air. I think if I got that right, a show was canceled. Now, I'm not sure if that was that show that was canceled or the show with him and Lunel, because I did see that clip when Lunel was saying, did Star know that you were a bisexual man when you married her? And he was explaining yes. Now, I heard that got heated, right? I remember when Star married him and so on and so forth, and, you know, the rumors that they were saying, right? We all know that these women will marry a gay man, a bisexual man, just to say they have a man. And Star is from that era of light-skinned men. You know, that era of the light-skinned man, right? And she probably had low self-esteem and so on and so forth, so they got married. Well, anyway, I heard that got heated, and I saw a clip of it, right? Now, for the life of me, see, I always wonder when women can... I wondered, how did Al get on the show? Was him and Claudia friends before the show? Or did she pick him? Because she said that's her baby and she birthed the show and so on and so forth. So did she pick him? Or did the network pick him? How did that go, right? Because if that's your friend, it seems like things would go a little differently, right? And also, why is there a fourth spot on TGIF? They had Lunel, they had T.S. Madison, and quite frankly, I think they want T.S. Madison on the show. I really do. Now, Armon may not realize this, but I was watching TASHA K, and she said something. You know, everything TASHA K say may not be the truth, but when I heard her say this, she said they're playing in your face and they're interviewing for your spot while you still there. Could be true. It could be, right? I think that nastiness that came out of Armon can't reel that back in. You can't take that back. So that's going to mess up the dynamic of the show. Now, Al is a professional, but you know, he still got feelings. He's human, right? That may mess up the dynamic of the show, right? And as far as the little boy in Armon, I don't know because I didn't see it, right? But I know folks today don't want nobody. They don't respect elders. They don't respect wisdom. They don't respect somebody been on this earth longer than them, right? Instead of taking it in a negative way, you should have just learned from it. That's what I think. I don't know because I didn't see it, right? I haven't watched the show and I probably won't. Well, I may watch. I don't know. I forget about it because Funky was the it for me, right? But there's a common denominator. There is a common denominator with the mess, right? And y'all know what the common denominator is? Claudia Jordan. Now, I don't know. Just going by what I see. But Al called Funky. There was a reason why he called Funky, right? Now, TASHA K did a video and was saying Al make $150,000. Like, how do these people know what these people make? I don't know. Did they tell them? Did they see their pay stub, right? And Claudia makes this, and then that one make that, and Claudia makes the most, and so on and so forth. And she's good friends with whoever the president of Fox. I don't know what she was saying, right? I don't know. But she said that Claudia told her she didn't like Al, and she didn't like Funky, and she was tired of the gays. Now, I don't know if I believe that. And why would Claudia tell Tasha? Now, Tasha did say, why would she tell me? Me of all people. Like, you know I'm going to tell everybody, right? Okay, so I saw Tasha's video. And then I saw Claudia's video. Well, she was in so many words saying, I didn't say that, I ain't this, I ain't that, right? Then I just happened to be up at 4 in the morning and TASHA K was live and responding to what Claudia said, right? Or Funky, whoever she was responding to, right? This thing has rolled into a big ball, right? With players that had no business being in it in the first place. You know, but you see, this is the thing about somebody like TASHA K. If you tell her something, know that it's going to get told. Know that. That's what she do. Know that it's going to get told. That's her job, to tell us, right? So I don't know why Claudia would tell her these things if she didn't want it out, right? And she's tired of the gay boys, which had me baffled because I thought that maybe she picked these people, right? Well, Funky did a video and countered Tasha's lies about what he make. He did not quit. Made a very nice video, right? He did not quit. He just didn't renew his contract, and so on and so forth, right? This thing has gotten to real big. I'm interested. Now, I may watch tonight or tomorrow. I guess tonight's show will be shown tomorrow. I may watch, but I also have to say to Armon, if Al has the power to cancel the show, we're like, we ain't showing this show. No, hell no, we ain't showing this one, right? Like I said, I think it was the roast show. I'm not sure, right? I don't know if it was the roast show or the episode with him and Lunel. But either way it goes, if he has the power to tell the producers and the network, we're not showing that, what do you think that he has the power to do in regards to you, Armon, right? Now, you have put yourself on the hot seat. That's what I'm going to say. So everybody's watching. Al's watching. HR watching. Fox watching, right? I think that you sabotage yourself, if not the show, right? You sabotage yourself. You have not got that large yet that you should be doing those things, right? I just think that was mean-spirited. And he went on. It was a long roast, and it went on. Al's was short and cute, nice, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying again, if Al has the power to have a show canceled, Armon, you better watch out. and you better watch out. You really need to come back today, and I guess we'll see it tomorrow, and say, I apologize. That roast was a bit hard. You better get behind that. You better get in front of that. Even though it may be too late, because the weekend had had enough time to roll it, and make it into a big ball, right? But you still need to say something, Armon. I think. If you want to keep that 250,000, you want to keep that $250,000, you need to say something. I would. I most definitely would. I would say something. Matter of fact, I would have called Al. But it seems like I didn't watch it, something that said Armon responded to this. Hope he didn't, unless he did it in a very nice way. Because you can't be, people, we tired of the mean people. We tired of the villains. We want to see some lighthearted fun. We want to see healthy dialogue. We want to see comedic banter. We don't want to see when there's the bad energy, because we can see the bad energy when it's bad, right? This is like reality TV. Like, you bring in reality TV and YouTube mess on to TGIF, and we don't want to see that, right? There's a place for that now. I like it, but not on this show, you know. So I don't know if Armon fits into the dynamic, right? I don't know. I have to watch it, and I'll watch it tomorrow. I'll watch today's episode tomorrow if they have it. This was Al's weekend. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe he hungover. Maybe he don't feel like it, right? But we'll see. We'll see, because this could be the beginning of the end, right? It could be the beginning of the end, and I think they may have needed a more seasoned individual to be on that show, right? They needed a more, you know, you could even with Flame Monroe was on there quite a few times. I don't know if I've never seen it. I don't know what the dynamic is with Flame, but they need somebody that know how to present to the people, right, and keep their emotions intact. That's what they need. That's what they need. And you know, I just think it was messy. I think it was messy. You know, like I said, if Al had the show canceled, he has clout, he has some power. So if I was Armon, I would be a little leery of that and trying to fix that. Yeah, I would be trying to fix that, Armon. You know, it may not be. See, you know what I find this on reality shows. When you put people of different ages, sometimes it don't go well. Because everybody going to say everybody grown. But then there's a hierarchy in age, right? In age. You know, just respect somebody's age. Respect their wisdom, right? And people don't do that, right? So I think that everybody should be of a medium age on a talk show. Yeah, you want a different perspective, but I just don't think Armon may not be it. Because he's emotional. And he took this as an opportunity to throw daggers, jabs, uppercuts, arrows at Al, right? Listen, he need to straighten that out just for the betterment of the show, because the energy is going to be off. Now, I know, like I said, Al is professional, but the energy is going to be off. And then Claudia's in the middle. Claudia says she don't have nothing to do with it. She didn't tell him to do this. She didn't tell him to do that. But again, you know, right after that, they said, well, we're going to plan a trip. It appears. And you have to, I know you're smart enough to know what it appears and what it looks like to us, right? Maybe you didn't do that, Claudia. But to get on, y'all tweeting about we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and Al is not included, it looks that way. It looks that way. And mind you, Funky said that Claudia was the it, right? So it looks that way. Maybe you didn't put a battery in his back, but it looks that way. You know, it looks that way. That's all I can say is it looks that way. You know, she got on her video. She did the same thing with Funky. And you know, in this video, she said she loved Funky. And he brought this to the show, all good things about Funky. But it's something that you're doing, Claudia, to make these people feel this way. It's something that you're doing. Got to check yourself. It's something that you're doing, right? I know you looked very happy. Your smile was as big as it could be when Armon was saying these things. Like, and I've seen Claudia stop or interject on the interview. She did none of that. I've seen her say, well, okay, yeah, we got to go to the next. You know, I've seen her do that. She didn't do that. She was happy about what I'm talking about the biggest smile I ever seen her have about what Armon was saying, which is also a telltale sign. Maybe you didn't mean it. Maybe that was your inner you. But this is what it appears to us, the public that's watching that you're in it and you put a battery in his back. And you know, when somebody's young, they can be manipulated, don't even know they're getting manipulated. You know that, right? So, you know, we'll see where this goes. It may be the beginning of the end of TGIF. Maybe, you know, the beginning of the end. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, if I was Armon, I'd watch my back. Watch your back, Armon. Anyway, y'all, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Welcome new subscribers. And I also have Make It Happen For Yourself t-shirts, okay? So get in my email. All of my information is down in the description box. So get at me, y'all. And y'all have a marvelous Monday, okay? Bye-bye.